Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today on Sigma Sunday. Have you had your snacks today? Have you had enough water? Does it sound like a stupid question that I'm asking you when we're talking about business and leadership? I know, it doesn't sound like it fits, but bear with me for a second. My name is Rebecca Sonnenberg. I am a licensed clinical social worker, and I am here to hopefully give you some tips, some tricks, some ideas to help you be a better leader and a better entrepreneur. So, back to the snacks. As somebody who loves to eat, I know this topic sounds a little crazy, but it actually makes a lot of sense. I've talked about in other videos when we're making like hasty decisions or we're snapping at people or being hateful. One of the things I always want you to ask yourself is, did I eat and am I thirsty? Because it sounds so silly, but I know for a fact that the amount of times that I get home and I'm like, I don't think I ate very much today, or I think I went to the bathroom like one time. And even while I was in there, I was probably on my phone sending out emails, right? When you are starting a business and you're a business leader, especially in that first like year, 2 years, the amount of times that you don't just stop and take a minute and have something to eat is insanely high. And then it just crashes you throughout the entire day. So now you're all messed up. You're mentally not being clear, which means you're not making great decisions. You're not making them from a place of like clarity. You're making from a place of hunger or even being really thirsty. And again, I know this kind of sounds like a trivial thing that you're like, really, this is what we're talking about. But I would ask you to take a minute and think about the last time that you bit somebody's head off. Were you hungry? Were you thirsty? Did you literally go a whole day and not have anything to eat except for whatever you could grab quickly, which may or may not have been the best decision? May have been a handful of M&Ms minus the trails mix, right? So I know it doesn't sound necessarily like something that may cross your mind, but it may be something that in fact you do need to be paying attention to. Because when you think about the amount of times that when you eat, as soon as you eat, if it's a pretty good meal, if it's healthy for you, you're like, oh, okay, man, I could like do all these things. I could send 10 emails, like I could rock it out. Whereas if you are running on 7 cups of coffee and you're shaking like a rat in a lab, how much good do you think you're doing anybody? And I think the other thing too, for a lot of business owners, is that when you have, even if it's 15 minutes, to just sit for a second and have a meal, you would be surprised at how much those that are watching you will do the same thing. We used to have this really weird, thing that would happen here, is that everybody would fill their schedules and not leave a space for lunch. And it was never like expressed, like everybody was always allowed to like pick their schedules, pick their times. There was very little requirements on what that looked like. And then I would start looking at everybody's schedules because I was like, man, I don't see anybody eating. And so I'm looking at everybody's schedules and I'm like, damn, like no one is scheduling a lunch. They're just like banking on if somebody cancels or doesn't show up, that's when I'll sit down and eat, which is insane, right? So I was like, I asked a couple people, I was like, why aren't you scheduling a lunch? And both people said, you don't, you just eat as you're moving. And so I realized like, oh, okay, that's not my best. I'm not setting a very good example. And so I owned it and I said, you're right. That's probably not the best. And what I would really like you to do is schedule a lunch for at least 30 minutes. I mean, legally you're supposed to anyways. Plus it just doesn't bode well that you're like having to shove food in your mouth very quickly, or there are days where you're not really getting to eat at all. And even just for those like 15, 30 minutes, just decompressing from whatever came before and what's about to come through the door next. That doesn't really lead to a very healthy mental health and work balance. So if nothing else, if just you taking a lunch, taking some time to sit down, slowing down, for those around you who are watching you, it helps them to realize that they should also prioritize things that feel good, like sitting down and having some lunch. I've even told people like, if eating for you is something you do in 10 seconds and you want to take that other 30 minutes and just go walk around and get some dopamine, get some vitamin D, I'm all for that. I try to do that as well, especially when it's nice and warm outside. It's nice to go and like just walk around and get some vitamin D. So I think those are some really great things to like remind people. I definitely always keep snacks in my office because not every day is going to be a lunch day. And no matter how much I try to schedule it, there's always the unpredictability of it. So I try to have things in my office and share with my staff, like, hey, anytime you need it, I have granola bars, I have, trail mix, not just the M&Ms, also some trail mix in there. So these are things that, although it sounds silly and although it's like, is that really a business issue? It can be. And if for nothing else, the people that are watching you need to learn how to slow down. I think it's also kind of nice if there's a place where they can eat together. It builds camaraderie. It allows people to kind of have a moment to vent about, like, man, that last thing was really stressful, or that last meeting really freaked me out, and I just want to have some time to talk about it. Which means then, as the business owner and as the leader, you're going to have to stay away from that, right? Let them have that space, let them have that time. But more than anything else, just remember, you're probably being watched more than you realize. And people who admire you or who want to impress you or do well by you, they're going to watch those things, and you want to show your best foot forward. So, although I know it's a little bit, well, it's silly maybe, it is important. So, can you show your staff it's important to take a lunch? Maybe a little 7-minute snack time. And even if in that snack time for 7 minutes, you're just walking around checking on people, saying hello, hoping they had a good weekend. You don't have to get super in depth and, sit there and waste time with everybody, but it's nice to have your boss come by and just be like, hey, how was your weekend? Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you're here. That never feels bad for anybody that I know. And I know in supervisors I've had that were good that did that. I was like, oh, that's so nice. I work here. Thank you. So try it out. Let me know. Grab your snacks. Don't go without. And when you're being Krabby Patties, make sure you're eating your snacks, because that's probably the first indicator. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for allowing me the silly question of have you eaten today? And please make sure you like and share and follow. And please leave comments. I always love to hear what you guys have to say. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.